Wilson Morales from Black Film TV. Here we are, the Deadly Getaway. Let's start off. You guys have been involved with different projects. What led you to saying yes to taking on this film, Jeff?
Well, let me just say yes. It was a different role for me, and just hearing the word thriller attracted me to it because it wasn't something that I normally have done before, and it was a new type of role that I knew would stretch me and put my back against the wall to perform at a high level. New crew, new cast, and again, a new genre that I haven't been into until now.
Yandy?
And for me, I absolutely love Tressa, who is the mastermind behind all of this. She is my co-executive producer. And she has done so many projects that I've loved. We've actually shot a short film together. But she has a very unique eye for great talent and on the writing side. So when she sent me the script and she's like, I have this script that I think you love and I really want to partner with this. I read the script and I thought it was amazing. And even casting for this was fun because we literally dissected every role and we thought about who would be great, like their personality wise, their look, all of that. So it was a great moment for me, for sure.
So in terms of the characters, how do you relate to the characters? Or are you somebody different from your characters? So when people see this movie, they're like, that is just like Jeff. That is just like Yandy. Oh, we're gonna do something totally different.
So Hope is the woman I wish to be so often in the space that I'm in reality TV. Hope says what she feels. Hope does not hold back for anything or anyone. And if you want to do something crazy, she's going to bust you in your face one good time. And there's so many situations that happen. And I'm just like, if only I didn't have a day job. If only I didn't have children watching me. If only I wasn't an inspiration to some, I would do this. Hope represents that for me because, I love the mantra, don't mess with my man. And Hope is like, don't mess with my man. Even if it's two of them, don't mess with any of them. And I love that.
What about you, Jeff? Are you as menacing as your character?
Behind closed doors, yes. But like just, in regular day-to-day life, no, I'm literally a father of 3 and I'll be doing baby talk with my 2-year-old and then literally having mentorship talks with my 15-year-old. But as far as me stalking a girl and showing up somewhere, I will be somewhere smoking a cigar somewhere now. So it is a aspect of me that is hidden, that I had to bring out. But my day-to-day life, no, this character is far more menacing than I am in real life.
The thing with this story is obviously, how coincidental is it that exes will meet up in a remote area? It's like, let's be real. I like how Jason's character is really questioning that because, we don't want this where everybody's like, come on, let's be real. This is a black film. So black folks are gonna be like, let's not make it seem like a white film where everybody's like, it's nothing, honey. It's like, no, it's strange here. You ain't see my man in a minute. He just happened to show up.
Right. Exactly. And I love that. I love that the writers thought hey, let's do a twist on what's normally in our culture. Let's make him kind of oblivious, but kind of not, me, if I think about my husband, he gonna be like, you told him to be here. He ain't find this location, and the trip is over. The trip is done. But Jason is this I want to love you, spirit. I want to believe you, and I want to think you are the best person. And his character really embodies that. And I love that the writers took that role there.
Another way this movie could have been, it would be if he had shown up and she knew who he was, but didn't say anything. And we, the audience, know who he is. We're just waiting it out. We're just waiting to the end where everybody discovers.
People do that all the time.
Right away, he's already telling her, huh?
People do that all the time. I remember it was a girl. We were at some party, and she saw me, and she know me, but she stopped dead in her tracks. Was like, and then her boyfriend said, "It's like, you know him?" And she's like, "No." And then I'm just sitting there smirking. I'm like, all right, well, I guess we don't know each other then. So I see what you mean.
How was it on set? Obviously, it's just the 6 of you for a good minute. Was it bonding period of time? Did you guys know each other prior to making this movie?
So I didn't know Jeff And the crazy thing is, Jason and I have been in the same area a few times, but we didn't know each other. Princess and I, of course, we know each other well. It was like I was seeing my friends from back in the day. It was instant connections across the board. We didn't just show up to set, shoot, and go back. We're like, what you eating? I'm coming with you to eat. What you doing? Let's go to the gym. It was constant communication so that we could really be comfortable with each other on the road. Princess and I, this was our first time really being in a feature film in this capacity. And Jeff and Jason, this is what they do full time. So it really took them kind of nurturing us and helping us along the way with this. And a lot of that came with making us comfortable and making us feel like in our, in our vulnerable moments and moments where we have to be all in love. And, it was easier for us because they let us get to know them personally.
A lot of times when people play the bad guy in the movie, and not to say and not to give anything away, they find it a little easier as opposed to playing the good guy. For you, Jeff, how was this playing this role? Was it easier, or was it like, okay, you have to, sometimes you have to display a certain look, to be as menacing so that the audience can fear you?
Yeah, no, it wasn't easy at all, because I said it in another interview that my acting coach and I, we practiced this big, over the top, scary character that was like loud and like had these crazy faces. And then I got on set, and then the director Charles was like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, he's a cool killer. You need to be calm and cool, and he's confident and cocky." And I'm like, "Oh, we didn't practice that. Like, great. I got to make up a new character now and act like I know what I'm doing." So me doing that and kind of like constantly watching Charles be like, "Is that good?" Without saying it, but I'm just still watching like, "Is that good?" And it's stressful. Even I remember it was 2 months ago, I auditioned for something that the dude was like this crazy womanizer and like abusive, and like that's not me. So when I auditioned, like it took a lot to do that, and like I was like shaking afterwards because it took so much of me. So I would say this was another one where after certain scenes I'm like shaking with anger, and like like my central nervous system's like, what are you doing? Like you're like smoking a cigar, like, driving a nice car. Like, that's what I do day to day. I'm very, very calm, other than when I work out. But like this dude, it took a lot out of me for sure.
Yeah, you wearing multiple hats while working on this movie. How were you able to juggle it?
It's my life, right? I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm on reality TV, I'm in my skincare store now, I have a restaurant right next door. That aspect of things was easy for me because that's what I do on a day-to-day basis. I juggle so many different hats. The Like Jeff said, the most difficult thing was really becoming that character. I wanted to make sure, I sat with an acting coach. Unlike Jeff, who was able to do this in a day, I sat with an acting coach for a month and really dove into this role. There's so many aspects of who I had to be in Hope that I wish I could be, but that's just not me. Even opening up and being seductive and sensual on camera. Even though it's just me and Jason, for that moment, there's a whole crew of 30, 40 people that's watching me have to kiss another man, or watching me have to do things with another man. And for me, that was not easy. It was not easy. Even tomorrow when I'm at the premiere, I'm like, do I want to sit next to my husband during this premiere? I don't know. Might not. So all of those different things
are. But it is weird because the last time you kissed your husband, it's not like a bunch of people in the camera like, can you do that kiss again? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or
no,
when you
and
go
seriously,
outside.
even when I did that scene, he's like, all right, Yandy, I need you to be, this is your man you love. I need you to give it more. I need you to be more seductive. I need you to be more sexual. And I'm like, I'm trying here.
This is the game you play. This is the game you play.
This is the game that I decided to play. When he gave me that, he told me one time, you gotta go in. And I was like, say less. Every bit of me was like, okay, let me just go. Let me focus. And I had to just go. And then he was like, whoa, we ain't know you was gonna do that. And I was like, you told me to go in.
You gotta be committed. You gotta be committed.
I had to be committed. Now, again, I've seen dailies. So I haven't seen the full spectrum of what the film looks like. So I have no idea what they kept in certain scenes. So that's how when I say, I don't know if I want to sit next to my husband when I watch this. I'm just not sure.
It's the game you play. At the end of the day, you don't want to be. You don't want your next film to be where you're playing a nun.
There we go.
You know,
Here
we
we go.
can't have that. You know, it's
No,
like
we can't have that.
Her husband must have said something.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
So
Having said all of that, you know, actors can never stop learning. So when you're working on this movie, and obviously you're doing a lot for the first time, and what are you learning, both of you, skill set wise, that helps you out moving forward to whatever project you do next, whether it be in front of the scene or behind the scene? I'm gonna go off with you, Jeff.
I would say you learn from everybody's acting style, and you respect what it takes for them to prepare. My coach in football always said that. He said, respect your teammates' way to prepare. Some people are wilding out. Some people are in meditation. Some people are practicing their moves. And it's the same thing with this. And you know, a lot of people, they can't give up that NFL dream. Like, I didn't make it to the NFL, and I'm not sitting here chasing after, you know, the feeling of grown men running into me. It wasn't that for me. And it wasn't even like, oh, I want to make NFL money. It was more like that pre-game feeling of like, before they say action, I'm like, I know I got to go on. And that's those jitters before that I was chasing. So now you learn from like Jason, and you learn from, you know, just different choices. Like even Yandy, if Yandy does like a pitch or like a facial expression, or like, because acting is far more than the words or anything. It's like how you say them, and like, again, your body matching it. So I watch everybody. I learn from everybody. And I think a true technician can learn anything from everybody. But the biggest people that I learn from, I would say, are children, because a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, they're going to express themselves freely without like any sort of doubt or judgment. So when people feel free in the moments, I pick things from those and go like, I want to try that, or like, I like when they did that, or I wonder what they were thinking to feel so free to let their arm or something go like there. So I watch everything.
What about you, Andy? What did you learn after doing this movie in front and behind the screen?
So there are some techniques that I picked up that were so important. Jason, like Jeff, they would come in and, you know, I'm in the glam room and the makeup room, and I'm like talking, but for a month long, I studied this script backwards and forwards. I was, you know, at my restaurant, I was taking bookings, I was at my skate, I studied that script. I could recite the lines backwards if I needed to. Now that took up a lot of time. They were able, Jeff got this script literally 2 days before we shot, and was able to come in and know all of the lines when we were on set. So what they did was they took the dailies, which I didn't even know that I was going to get. They got the daily script and would master the emotion, really dive in. While I'm talking in the glam room, talking to hair and makeup, they're like, boop, boop, boop. I'm like, Jason, so what happened last night? Did you go out? He's like, give me a second. He's in it. Versus me, I'm like, oh, I did that a week ago. I'm good. They were in real time in it and learning those lines in real time, really going in on that script, going in on the character analysis. Versus me, I showed up to set, and it might have been 3 days before I looked at those lines. So for me, I'm like, oh snap, what was that line again? Because I'm like, I know it. With the nerves and the jitters and everything that's happening, as much as I prepared for this role, I took the technique of them, where you get these dailies where every day it's only the scenes. And I learned the script in order of the script. We shot, you know, we would shoot sometimes the last scene first. So then I'm like, wait, hold on. I know this line based off the line before. You're tricking me here. And I really had to take that note from them. Like, you know, you can go in and really go in with the script when you get them the day you arrive.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward, and before we finish off, obviously there's a lot of product out there in cinemas, especially on streaming channels. You know, there's a lot, you know, we can choose of. Every weekend it's like, okay, what am I going to watch? Yeah. Whether it be on a Thursday, a Friday, certainly Saturday, maybe even Sunday before you go back to work. You know, what's going to get an audience to watch this? You know, we have an abundance of options these days. You know, it's not like it's summertime, we're only going to see these 2 movies. No, nowadays everybody's home. You know, everybody's home watching whatever's on. You know, you got BET Plus, you got Tubi, you know, you got whatever's on Hulu or Apple. There's a range of stuff that's out there. What's going to get people to be interested in seeing The Deadly Getaway?
Want to go first?
The fact that it's different and that they can get lost in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say the fact that it's different and they can get lost in it, because it's not the cliche, stereotypical type of script or type of thing that we're doing. And again, you see it and you're like, Black people in the woods. It's like, wait, what? Let me see what this shit is about. Because look, again, if it was Black people in the projects, you're like, I kind of know, like, we're gonna get like Yandy said, we're gonna get a liquor store. Somebody's baby mama's gonna be tripping, and somebody's gonna get shot. You know, versus this is like in the woods. We're like, wait, I don't really know, and that's why there are some people hating in the comments because they're scared because it's something new. If it's something different, a new flavor, they're like, I'm not gonna like it anyway. You know, y'all done gave up the whole movie. Why don't you watch it and see the storyline and see it unfold and have some respect for it? Because I guarantee you, you'll be on the edge of your seats. And as Black people, what we like to do, what we are going to experience tomorrow in the premiere is we like to talk to the movie screen. We like to see the movie screen. And sorry, I was my bad. I was getting a call. We like to yell at the movie screen and say like, "Don't do that. Don't go in there. No, oh, I can't stay in here." Like, so it's gonna be a lot of that, and I can't wait to get the reaction. Especially your family. Now, Yandy, your kids, are they old enough to come to this?
No, absolutely. Well, my big son is old. He's 18. He's coming. That's
okay.
It.
Good. Because yeah, my little kids, they can't see this type of shit.
All right, yeah. What's next for you? Cool.
So for me, I'm excited for people to see all of us in different roles. People will see me in a role that they have never seen me in. Even when we did like kind of a teaser. Jeff and I shot this video while we were on set, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I got to tell you, I got a new man now, and he's blowing cigar smoke in my face, and he's like, ready to go, like, let's go. He's just talking like he's the man, and he's talking like a villain, and they know that on reality TV, people are in the comments like, you letting a man talk to you? This is not you, Yandy. But again, I'm Hope. People didn't know that I was Hope, and they didn't know that he was Derrick. So they're like, what's going on? So first off, people really thought that I was cheating on my husband. Second off, people really thought that this was my man. And they're like, he's abusive. I can tell he's abusing you. Why are you doing this to yourself, Yandy? So just that alone, people seeing us in different lights than they've ever seen us before. For me, it's been 14 years. I played me. And that is the same character all the time, right? Jeff has been really known for his role in Double Cross and a few other things, but it's very different from this role. And people are used to who they're used to. And one thing I can say about this film, but even Jason, there was no typecasting at all. We are completely different than who we are. And I think that people will be interested in seeing that because they know us to be one way. And now they'll get to see us in a completely different role.
Yeah.
Well said. Want to say congrats on this movie. Obviously, let's hope it gets the audience to see it, to talk about it, you know, to put it out on social media, check it out this weekend. So that way people can say, hey, you know, I like where this is at. I like, you know, the direction, the talent, the acting, you know, that's all you want is to be praised. You know, nowadays, you just want to make a film that people remember. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to happen right away, but it happens in time. You know, when we think about our classics, it's not like we saw them right away, but they grew in time because it found its audience sometime later. So even though we want them now, but if it can grow in time, so be it. So congrats again. We'll talk down the road on whatever your next projects may be. Let's hope it's in my venue, you know, and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.